You're listening to The Prop Shop, the #1 podcast for your shop. Brought to you by the UnitedPropBuilders, Coffee Powered Media, and Tucker Props. With your hosts Adam Hazy, Sean Toomey, and Ryan Tucker.
Hey shop rats, welcome to The Prop Shop, the podcast that brings you the coolest tips and tricks for your costuming and replica prop needs. We're your hosts, Adam Hazy.
And Sean Toomey.
And don't forget about Ryan Tucker, who we received our first message from after all these weeks of him floating around in space.
Really?
Yes, but here's the problem. After the first playing, the file got corrupt, so I'm going to have to speak for it, because we don't have the actual recording to show you, or have you listen to, I should say.
Oh, okay.
So, let me get my best Ryan impersonation going, and let's find out what we can do.
This should be good.
Oh, it will be. Hey guys, it's Ryan Tucker here, and I just wanted to let you know that I've been floating around in space for a while, and I have encountered some strange alien life forms. Right now I'm floating a distance from them, but I can't decide if they're friendly or foes, so until next time, I'm signing out. That's pretty much what the message said.
Okay, gender-bent version of Applejack. So, that was, wow, okay.
Well, that was unintended.
Yeah. I mean, it was good up until around, been floating in space for a while.
I noticed I got kind of Western on that.
Yeah, you were like, okay, he was from Kansas, not Texas.
You know? Yeah.
I don't think he's a cowboy or anything.
I never said I was good with voices.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay.
So, Sean, you have some things that you've done.
Yes, I do.
Would you like to tell the kind people these things, these magical things that you have done with your life?
Yes, I would. I finished my Mando.
You finished your Mando.
I finished it, yep.
All of it? 100% of it? All the way across the sky?
99.99%. The only thing, but it's pretty much finished, and it's quote unquote passable. There are a few things that still need to be done. I still need to add a few snaps to the chest plate, which is just to keep them straight. And I need I still need to order my ammo belt. When I was ordering the boots and the what else did I get? Neck seal
boots and the neck seal.
Yeah. Right when I was about to add it to my cart, it sold out. So, yeah.
Got to be a bit quicker on the draw than that, Sean.
Yeah, but luckily they went back in stock today, so I'm probably going to order that sometime soon.
Interesting.
But I'm really happy that it's going to be finished for Star Wars Day. So yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Star Wars Day is May 4th, which is this Sunday. Sunday. Be there.
I really wish that Krispy Kreme or something would. I really hope wish that Krispy Kreme would do something like they do on Talk Like a Pirate Day. If you go in dressed up as a Star Wars character, they give you a box of donuts for free.
But see, here's where the asterisk kind of gets involved: is you're not an official Star Wars character, quote unquote.
Yeah, but it's still a Star Wars costume.
Right. True dat, home dog.
So I mean, you're able to tell that a Mandalorian. I mean, it's a Mandalorian. It's a Star Wars character. So.
Yeah, so you know what you got to you know what you got to do if you're Mandalorian though.
What?
You got to drive the coolest thing on Earth, a DeLorean.
A Mandalorian and a DeLorean.
Yeah.
Is that anything like Jadoon on the moon?
Yeah,
in the month of June.
So, speaking of Star Wars Day being on May 4th, this has nothing to do with Star Wars Day.
No, it doesn't. I think what you're going for,
because this just in, as of today, I got in a brand new Skyrim item in the mail.
Wow, because that totally has to do with Star Wars. We went from,
it does.
Well, it's Star Wars to science fiction or fantasy. Science fiction and fantasy. So.
Oh, you know how it goes. But yeah, I just got a glass dagger from Skyrim from our buddies over at Impact Props, who just did an incredible job making this dagger.
I've seen it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, so I can't wait to be able to start working on that and then paint it up and make it look super awesome.
Which you might be able to find a video of on your YouTube channel of this dagger. Am I correct?
Not at this very
future,
moment, but
future.
in the near future. Yes,
Yeah, you're going
yes,
to be
you will.
doing a video on that. Awesome.
Sean, I kind of forgot, what is my YouTube channel?
Well, Adam, it's UnitedPropBuilders on YouTube.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, now that we're done talking about ourselves, we're going to talk about something slightly cooler that might have to do with Star Wars Day.
But what's cooler than ourselves? Everything,
Well,
actually.
besides May 4th, being Star Wars Day and all, there's a huge event going on May 3rd.
What's going on May 3rd?
That's actually Free Comic Book Day.
Wow.
Yeah, where you can go and get a free comic book. But the reason why this has to do with Star Wars is because this year, if I remember correctly, is the first year there's not a Star Wars comic involved.
Really? Are you sure?
My sources have told me that there is not a Star Wars comic book this year due to the Disney acquisition. They're trying to get things worked out with what's going on in the non-existent EU. Spoilers.
Huh. Because I thought I saw one on the list.
I'm actually on the official list as we speak.
Yeah.
And there is no Star Wars comic. There's still an Avatar comic for all you Last Airbender fans out there, which I'm super excited about. And just to name a few more that are out there, is we're going to have... There's a New 52 Future's End special edition, which has, spoiler alert if you don't want to see it before Comic Book Day, Batman Beyond.
Ooh.
Along with that, there's a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a Guardians of the Galaxy, a SpongeBob SquarePants, Transformers vs. G.I. Joe, and many more. If you'd like to see the full list, you can check them out at freecomicbookday.com. And the Star Wars one you might have been referring to is Steam Wars, which is a parody comic of Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of thought it was Star Wars. I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's a ST. They both start with ST and end with Wars, so...
Well, that's like... Oh, you got to be careful with that argument. Because there's a lot of other Star and War franchises out there that, you know, might not be the best. Just throwing that out there.
I have no idea what you're talking about anymore.
Good. So,
Moving on.
Fun fact. American comic books were first published in 1933. Bet that was a fun fact you weren't quite sure of.
Welcome to the Prop Shop, the show where we talk about comic books. What?
Well, comic books have to do with props because a lot of creators get inspired by video games, comic books, animes, and so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
True story.
Yeah, I bet.
So, here's another fun comic book fact for you, which has to do with Free Comic Book Day itself.
Alrighty.
At the time, Image Comics publisher Jim Valentino suggested about having the first Free Comic Book Day the same weekend as the 2002 Spider-Man feature film release. In order to take advantage of the film's heavy promotion and retailed press about the comic book medium, and thus the first Comic Book Day was born, May 4th of 2002, one day after Spider-Man's opening day.
Really?
Yeah, so just a little fun fact there.
Yeah.
Cross-promotion going on.
Yeah, I guess. That's
And
kind of cool. Did they offer the Spider-Man comics to help with the movie or something?
I believe so, because that'd probably be, a smart idea.
Yeah, it would have been a smart idea.
I didn't actually attend Free Comic Book Day in 2002, so I'm not quite sure on that one.
I've actually never attended a Free Comic Book Day.
Ever?
Ever. I don't have any comic shops near me.
Oh.
I think the closest one is over an hour away from me, and I have no way of getting to that comic book store.
The closest one to me, I have two comic shops close to me, if you define close as 45 minutes away, in polar opposite directions.
Yeah, it's like I don't have any close by to me. I mean, the closest one is in Memphis, and it's just way out of the way. I've never even seen it, actually. I've got a few friends who have gone there, but I've never been there.
Yeah, it's a great day to dress up in your costume, go to the comic shop, and grab some free comic books.
Yeah, fun fact, there was actually a comic book store
or where the store that I used to work at used to sell comic books in the back. So
you guys,
no, we didn't sell comics. The store that was there before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like a antique store, or a junk store, or something.
Oh, that's cool.
They had old comics in the back, and they just had like back where we had our storage room was just racks and racks of comic books and stuff like that. It was really cool. Because
comic book shops do this really cool thing where it's like they have a lot of really good sales around on Free Comic Book Day. Like the one I'm going to is a 3-floor thing where they have like the newest comic books on the first floor. The second floor is dedicated to used books or novels and things like that. And then the third floor is a lot of their older comic books. So what they do is, besides the free selection of comic books you get for showing up, you get an additional free comic book if you come in costume. And all the comics on their third floor are $1 a piece.
Wait, you have a 3-floor comic books shop?
Yes and no. By 3 floors, it was a house at one point, and then it turned into a comic book shop.
Well, they still sell comics, so it's a repurposed house.
Yeah, like it's not a living house at all anymore. It's
a store.
Right.
That's really cool. That actually kind of reminds me of a recording studio that I went into, or was at once. It was somebody repurposed the house. And
yeah, the only issue with it is after they added in all the bookshelves and all the boxes of comic books, not a lot of room to move around.
Oh, I believe it.
So you got to kind of wait your turn to go through each box of dollar comics. But luckily they're sorted by Superman, Spider-Man, like alphabetical order, like they should be.
Yeah,
and all that.
I've actually only been to one dedicated comic shop, and that was called G's Comics in Murray, Kentucky. And they had some pretty cool stuff there. They got the the exclusive covers and everything like that, and they had signed comics.
Oh, that's cool.
And since the guy was really nice, if they didn't have it, he'd order it for you and everything. It was a really small shop. And then I think another one opened up down the street, which is giving it a run for its money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this is a fun story. My sister actually talked to the owner of the comic shop and said that he should carry the My Little Pony trading cards. And he's like, there's not a market for that kind of stuff. And he said, trust me on it. And so, guy ordered them, and a month later, he sold out of those things. It's like he sold out of like the 5 cases that he had. It's like, what?
Oh, nice.
So he's like, why is this a thing? This shouldn't be a thing, but it is. So,
yeah,
it's a nice little shout out to G's Comics.
Yeah, the comic store I'll be attending is Books Galore in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's also one in Menor, Ohio, which is in the Menor Mall, called Comics and Friends. It's a pretty good comic store. Pretty modern looking.
The only other comic store that I've been to was quote-unquote comic store, was Hastings, which they sell just about everything that you can imagine.
I've never been to a Hastings.
It's like a barn. Have you ever been to Barnes & Noble?
Yeah, I miss that store.
That
one's still around. I love that store still.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Barnes & Noble on steroids.
Oh, wow, that sounds cool.
It's like a mix between Barnes & Noble, Best Buy, Hot Topic, kind of, and let's see, what else? I don't think you've ever been to a Strings and Things, have you?
I have not.
Well, a music store.
Okay. I've been to a music store.
Yeah. It's like a mix of all those things right there. It's really cool. And then they had just this giant, 3 or 4 rows of aisles of comics and stuff like that. It was really, really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Free Comic Day is an annual event, which means it happens every year. And since 2002 till 2014, this year, there's only been 2 years where there hasn't been a movie released to coincide with Free Comic Book Day.
Le gasp.
I know, right?
Yeah.
2005, no movie. 2006, no movie.
Wait a minute, I just realized something. The first Free Comic Book Day coincided with the Spider-Man release, right?
Correct.
This year's It's
the
happening
Amazing
the day
Spider-Man
after
2.
a Spider-Man release.
Yep.
It's like we've come full circle.
Yep, the very first one was, like I said, Spider-Man. In 2003, it was X2. On July 3rd, that's a random year, of 2004, Spider-Man 2. 2005, 2006, like I said, nothing. May 5th of 2007 came with the release of Spider-Man 3. May 3rd of 2008, Iron Man. May 2nd of 2009, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Crappy movie. Sorry.
I liked it overall. I mean,
it was garbage.
it had issues if you're one of those people that are like, it has to be exactly like the comic books, but
it was
good.
It was too short, and there was not enough. Really, I didn't think there was enough story to it.
And then May 1st, 2010, Iron Man 2. May 7th, 2011, Thor. May 5th of 2012, The Avengers. May 4th, may the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day, 2013, Iron Man 3. And as stated earlier, May 3rd of 2014, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yep, so there's your free comic book day knowledge. And your little fun facts about comic books along the way.
Yay!
So, now that we still have time to fill, Sean, what is your favorite comic book series that you have read?
My favorite comic book series is Watchmen.
Watchmen.
I love that series. I have not been able to read the newer comics that are being released, mainly because I can't find them anywhere. But the original, I've got like the graphic novel of each that has each comic in it, and it's my favorite out of anything I've ever read. It's one of my favorite comics, if not my absolute favorite comic series.
Oh, that's cool. For anyone out there who's not familiar with Watchmen, can you kind of describe it without getting too spoilery into it?
It takes place in a kind of an alternate reality or alternate
universe
timeline, 1980 something or other, and where like Richard Nixon is served like 4 terms or something.
Wow.
President. Yeah, it's like, what? Okay, so apparently he's an amazing president. And there's superheroes. You know, they got superheroes like Dr. Manhattan, Rorschach, Night Owl. I think it's Night Owl. Yeah, it's Night Owl. Let's see, is Silver Spectre? No, it's not Silver Spectre. It's it's been so long since I've read it.
That's okay.
So you got a whole bunch of superheroes.
Right.
There's Silk Spectre, that's it. I don't know where I got Silver Spectre from. But anyways, it's in the 80s, superheroes have been outlawed, kind of thing, kind of like the Incredibles almost.
Okay.
Outlawed. But it's very dystopian kind of universe.
Huh.
So it's really interesting how they do everything. I'm really bad at explaining it. You could probably look it up on Wikipedia and find the stuff about that, or you can watch the movie. The movie actually follows the comics almost to the dot, and that's very unusual.
That's impressive
for movies to do. Yeah, it follows it almost to the dot. And if you watch the movie, watch the extended Ultimate Edition, because you got the what's that? It's a comic inside the comic.
Oh, that's cool.
But
be warned, if you watch the movie or pick up the graphic novels, they are graphic in nature.
They are. It is pretty graphic. Oh, what's the name of that other comic that's inside? It's Tales of the Black Freighter, I think, is the comic inside the comic. But if you watch the Ultimate Edition, that they've got it's a motion comic inside that, and it tells more of the story. It's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
It's almost an 8-hour movie at that point.
Oh,
so
nice.
It is a very long movie. But yeah, the novel is, or the comics are very graphic, and the movie is as well. So just be aware of that if you decide to pick it up.
With male nudity.
Yes, several instances of it, and meat cleavers going through dogs' heads. But,
Oh god, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. There's a few scenes of that.
So, moving on.
Yeah.
My favorite comic book series that I've been reading so far, which I say on and off only because I don't have all the comics yet, because I'm trying to start from the beginning-ish, is The Invincible Iron Man.
Is that the newer?
It's newer. It's not the 60s
Not the
or 70s, 80s one. It's more of like late 90s, early 2000s one. I don't remember when it started exactly.
Okay.
But only because the first one I ever picked up from that was a free comic book day last year. And it was like issue like 9 or 10 or something like that. And this is going to be a spoiler-ish, kind of. I mean, technically not, because it's been out for a good handful of years now. But basically, Norman Osborn rules the world and is hunting down Tony Stark.
Huh.
Yeah, so I've kind of that's how I got into that. Is I got into that story arc. So then I picked up the first issue, and I'm trying to get the rest come Saturday.
Okay.
So I can keep working on that some more, because it's really interesting. Cause like he's erasing his memory cells and destroying his armors, and it's if I remember correctly, the first introduction of the rescue armor for Pepper Potts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So wait, Norman Osborn rules the world and wants to kill Tony Stark.
He is like president of the United States, but has like other powers over, like has influence over the rest of the world, and he's also Iron Patriot.
Wait,
yeah.
Norman Osborn is Iron Patriot.
Yeah. Yep.
Fair enough. Why does he want him dead? Or is that too much of a spoiler?
I'm not 100% sure, because I don't remember it.
Okay.
But I think it has something to do with something happened on Earth, and that he was blaming Tony Stark for it, and he got enough people rallied behind him to kill him, and he's a villain, so villains want to kill the heroes anyways.
Now you said something happened on Earth. Are they
Right.
not on Earth?
No, they're on Earth, but I used Earth because, like,
Something happened.
Marvel and DC heroes go, like, to different planets and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, something happened on Earth.
Just something happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. So that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the comic shop has more issues of that I can pick up. I actually need to create a list of which ones I have currently, so I don't rebuy those on accident.
I've only actually read one Iron Man comic.
Iron Man comics are good.
I've only read one, and it was one of the original comics. From
Okay.
Yeah, I read one of the old ones. And I liked it a lot, and I regret that it has been torn to shreds.
Oh, yeah, majority of my collection is, like, 70s, 80s Spider-Man comics, and then new Star Wars comics.
Yeah, I have a few old comics. I have an old Batman comic from, like, the 80s or something like that.
Oh, nice.
I have, let's see here. I have a, oh gosh, what comic is it? It's not a Nightwing. Or is it? Yeah, it is a Nightwing, I think. From the 90s, I have a old Superman comic, an old Spider-Man comic. The Spider-Man comic has crayon in it.
Oh, wow.
That's how I found it. Yeah, I actually found this in an old trunk that has been in my living room for almost 18 years.
So you probably colored in it.
No, I had never seen these comics.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't even know they were there until we were cleaning it out because my aunt was going to take it. And so we were getting everything out, and I found a stack of comics.
You find?
My nose is all stopped up. It's spring. My allergies
Stopped up.
Stopped up, yeah.
Stopped up, got it.
That's what I said. What'd I say?
No, that's what you said. I just never heard that expression before.
You've never heard stopped up?
Nah.
Really?
I've heard stuffed up.
I've never heard stuffed up.
Really?
Never.
I have a stuffy nose. My nose is stuffed up.
I've heard stuffy nose.
Huh.
And no, I don't say stoppy nose. Because that just sounds dumb.
I want to hear you say. That'd be hilarious.
I have a stoppy nose. So. No,
Don't you mean a stumpy nose? No, a stoppy nose. Oh, okay.
I got a little bit of a stomp in my yard. So, I got a bit of a stomp. I can't believe you've never heard that.
No.
Wow. It's like, it's stopped up. Like,
I wonder if that's like a north versus south thing, or if it's just a thing that's not in my area.
Maybe it's like, think of it like a bottle or something that you put a stopper on.
Right.
You know, that's kind of.
So then it's plugged up.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
So your nose is plugged. Yeah, I've never heard stopped.
With it's plugged with goo.
Anyways,
what was I talking about? We were cleaning this thing out, and I found a pile of comics. I said "find" again, and it was I've never seen these comics before, and so I read through most of them. Oh, I even have a what is it? It's a Space 1999 comic.
oh nice.
Which I looked at it. I think it's a number 1 Space 1999, and it has a tear in the back cover.
Oh,
Which makes me so mad because that is a $600 comic
in mint condition.
In mint condition, in near mint,
and yours is nowhere near mint anymore.
It has a rip in the back cover, and I was
Ouch.
so upset. It has a rip in a ad for a ring, or jewelry ad. Actually,
Oh, okay.
There's a rip on that page, and the spine it's kind of
Wear and tear on the spine.
It's got a little bit of wear on the spine, but other than that, it's a beautiful looking comic. So, but I was so upset when I saw that tear. I'm like, no! And then I looked up how much or they were going for online, and I'm like, no! So
Yeah.
I'm even more upset. So
See, my problem with comics is I'm like super picky with them because to me it matters about the artwork and the story.
right.
But it's like that's why I don't have a lot of like certain Iron Man or Captain America or Batman comics, because it's like I need just the right artwork for me to enjoy it, or else, that's why I can't get into the old Iron Man ones, even though I hear they're super good, and I believe it's just I can't get past the artwork for them.
Right. Now, if you're going off of artwork alone, I suggest you pick up a copy of Batman: The Killing Joke. That has some of the best artwork out of any comic
See,
I've ever seen.
I want to so much, but here's where the issue lies. When it comes to comics, I lean way heavily towards Marvel, only because a lot of the DC comics are more like graphic and violent, and if I have a comic book I want to enjoy a pleasant read, like an easy.
Yeah, but I mean this Batman comic, it is dark, but I mean, well, of course it's Batman, but you know, it's a really good comic I think you'd enjoy. Right,
that's the one where the Joker knows the Bat family.
No.
Then which one is this?
No, this one was written by is it Frank Miller? I think he also wrote, if I'm not mistaken, 300 and Watchmen.
300 was a good movie.
I think he wrote those two.
But what's the basic storyline of it?
Basically, it's the Joker. It revolves around the Joker, and he wants to. Well, you know, it's just a Joker story. Is pretty much all it is.
Okay.
So but he kidnaps Commissioner Gordon and everything like that in there, and you know, there's a lot of and it has a lot of the Joker's backstory.
Okay,
too,
gotcha.
And which is the most accepted backstory in the Batman universe, which is he was a comedian and everything, and then he was the Red Hood for a while.
Yeah, because I know that one I want to read because you've mentioned it to me before, and the Death in the Family I want to read too if I can ever get my hands on that.
Yeah, the Death in the Family arc, I have one of those, and
nice.
Good grief, that is the darkest thing I have ever read in my life.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
But see, I'm prepared for that because I know what I'm getting into with that one.
Yeah, that one. I mean, no, I was prepared too. I was watching Variant actually, and I was watching
good show.
Variant.
Good show.
Yeah, it was a good show, and they said it was really dark, gritty comic.
Right.
And when I started reading it, I didn't expect it to be that dark. It was so dark,
right.
It was just disturbing, really, which made it really good.
Yeah, that's kind of why I lean towards Marvel, because they have their dark things every now and then, but not as much as DC does.
Right. Well, that's why I like DC over Marvel. I used to love Marvel over DC, but now I like DC more than Marvel.
Yeah.
Because I'm more into the darker, grittier kind of comics than I am the let's get on my bike. Da, 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 da.
Iron Man doesn't have a bike, thank you very much.
Spider-Man does.
Does he?
Motorcycle. Little scooter thing. In Spider-Man, it was Spider-Man 2. Yeah, it was Spider-Man 2 when him and Mary Jane were on the date and did that, and that was one of the bloopers, and he's like, let's get on my bike.
That's a movie thing, not a comic thing.
No, he does. I think he has it in the comic, too. I don't know.
You gotta be average. You gotta be average Joe, Sean. You can't web sling in public.
Yeah, but I just looks over and said, let's get on my bike. And they kind of run in place.
That's
so
great.
It's pretty funny. You got to look up the bloopers on that. That's pretty funny.
But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out.
Yes, and I am excited.
Year or later this year, I believe, right?
Yes, later this year. The first trailer was released not too long ago, and I bet you anything that Walkman sales are going to go up.
See, I'm just concerned about one thing, though.
Yeah.
Batista being in it.
Who is
He's a WWE wrestler.
Okay.
An ex-WWE wrestler. The only reason it concerns me is because most wrestlers I don't like as actors, like The Rock. I hate him as an actor.
Oh, he's...
I like him as a wrestler. I don't like him as an actor.
Terrible, terrible actor.
But I think Batista's gonna do a pretty decent job.
I'm not really into wrestling, so I have no idea who you're talking about. What character does he play?
He is playing the big guy.
Gee, okay. Is it the guy that looks like a tree?
No.
Okay, so it's the other big guy.
I believe Tree Man's being voiced by Ben Diesel? I could be wrong. I'm probably going to get really angry people about that.
That's good. Nobody listens to this show anyways.
Drax.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he'll be playing Drax.
Okay. Yeah, I had heard of Guardians of the Galaxy before news of the movie came out, but I hadn't ever actually read any of the comics. I'd heard of it, but I'd never read it.
Same with me, except I never seen what the characters look like. And then they showed the raccoon and the tree man, and I was like, I wasn't one of the people who were like, oh my god, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I was like, interesting. I wonder how this is going to go.
See, I knew that Rocket Raccoon was a thing. I didn't know that Tree Man was a thing. Tree Man. I didn't know that was a thing, but I knew about Rocket Raccoon. That was about it for me. But I'd never read the comics, mainly because I don't have a comic store.
Right.
So, that's my excuse. I'm going to stick with it.
But yeah, same with when Ben Affleck was named Batman. I wasn't like, oh, this is terrible. I was like, interesting. I want to see how this turns out before I make a decision.
Ben Affleck is actually a really good actor.
Yeah.
He is a very, very good actor. And this is not the first DC superhero that he has portrayed.
He has also been Daredevil, correct?
That's Marvel.
Oh, who was he for DC?
He was Superman in a movie that had nothing to do with Superman.
Oh, see, I wouldn't know that because I don't like Superman.
Yeah, he actually did play Superman. I forgot what the movie or the actual name of the movie was, but he was Superman. He, he was just some guy who dressed up in the Superman outfit and did like birthday parties and stuff like that. And there's this one scene, or the one scene where he's Superman. There's a kid who actually has a loaded gun and says, "Can I shoot you?" And he's like, "Well, no," because he didn't. He thought it was a toy gun, or the guy who was that he was playing thought it was a toy gun, and then he looked at it a little more and saw bullets in the cylinders of the revolver.
Oh,
he's like, "Give me the gun." And the kid really wanted to shoot him, see if the bullets
terrible.
would deflect. He's like, "Well, no, the bullets will bounce off and hit somebody out there to the side." And he's like, "Give me the gun." So it was like, "Whoa, what?" But yeah, he did play not an official Superman, but he was Superman.
But yeah, I can't believe so many people hated on that so much.
I can because of Daredevil, which Daredevil wasn't that bad of a movie.
I liked Daredevil, but I also never read the comics. But I separate things from comics, movies, books, etc. Like, I keep everything in its own universe.
Right.
So I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah, like in Daredevil, Kingpin's some big black dude, you know?
Yeah.
Which, in the comics, he's this really big white dude, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, what?
With the tiny, tiny head.
Yeah, well, and yeah, he's a really tiny head, big body, which I'm still trying to figure that one out. But, you know, but, I mean, for what Daredevil was, it wasn't a bad movie. Sure, I'm not going to say it was a cinematic masterpiece or anything,
right.
But it was fun to watch.
You can't blame the actors for a movie. You got to blame the writers, directors, producers of that.
Well, the writers and the directors.
Yeah.
Really, for writing the role, and then the director for directing and telling or giving the actors direction and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are a few cases where the actors are just garbage, like The Rock.
So, before this gets too heated, and you anger our 3 listeners that we have, have you heard about the new Spider-Man character?
The new Spider-Man character.
Yes, there was just a few days ago, there was a brand new Spider-Man character announced.
Comic-wise? Or
Comic-wise.
I have not.
Her name is Silk.
Yes, I did hear about that, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just roughly, I heard that there was a new Spider-Man character, and they showed a picture, but I really don't know much other than that.
Yeah, her name is Silk, and she was bitten by the same spider that bit Peter Parker before it died.
Right, so is this going to be like a villain, or is it going to be just...
I'm not sure, because the one picture I see is she has Spider-Man tangled up in a web, like a big web. So I'm not sure if she's a villain or like an anti-hero. But I'm interested to see I'm really interested to see how this goes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Spider-Man and I guess you can call this merging the two universes together, the Marvel and DC universes together. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game, I found out that the motion capture for Spider-Man was actually done by the co-creator of the Bat in the Sun YouTube channel, which does a superhero beatdown. Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah, he's also, I think he was the Joker. He played the Joker in their Batman short films.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is really cool that they did that. So,
yeah, and for those who are interested to find out more about Silk, her introduction will officially take place in Amazing Spider-Man number 4 in July. Ooh. But there will be hints and clues about her appearance as early as Wednesday's Amazing Spider-Man number 1. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this. I'm definitely going to have to pick up Amazing Spider-Man number 4 when it comes out.
I'm going to have to get into the Spider-Man series again, because, I mean, that just sounds really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go run to Books A Million or something.
But yes, I've always been on and off with Spider-Man. Comics-wise, movies-wise, I've always enjoyed watching them. But comics-wise, I'm always like hit or miss with them. Like the last storyline about Dr. Octopus switching minds with Peter Parker and becoming Spider-Man, and then Peter Parker dying in Dr. Octopus's body, so it was just kind of like a ghost thing / spirit inside of Doc Ock / Peter Parker body. I just gave up on that.
I kind of got confused about that whole thing. I knew that he had died and Dr. Octopus was Spider-Man now, and then Spider-Man was some...
Yeah, I didn't even bother getting into that storyline at all.
And then there was like some sort of rift where the actual Spider-Man and then the new Spider-Man met, and I was like, what? Hold on a second.
I did not. Like, I bought issue 700 because it was supposed to be the last one, and I flipped through it and had no idea what was going on. And then come to find out, oh no, such a surprise! That comic book series is coming back again.
Yeah,
as a reboot or a start over or whatever else,
yeah.
However they're doing it.
Like, really? I mean, he dies, and now Spider-Man is this kid. Is like, who? What? Huh?
But see, it's one of those things where it's like you can't get angry at that because comics kill off their characters like every 100 issues, and then hey, we're back.
Yeah. Except for, well, there are a few instances where, you know,
they go on for several years, and then
right, but dead never means dead.
Except, well, there are a few cases. You know, like
Please elaborate.
Well, no, I don't think that did they bring Captain America back as a standalone comic?
I believe so.
Okay, because I remember that he was shot and killed by a sniper in the comic several years ago. I don't remember if they ever if they started the comic back up again. You're gonna have to check that one on me, or check on that one for me, because I have no idea.
Well, I just found a list of 10 comic book characters who are dead.
Okay, who are the comic book characters who are dead?
Dr. Light.
Okay.
Yep. No idea who he is.
Dr. Light. That sounds
Dr. Light.
That. Why does that sound like a Batman villain?
I don't believe he's a Batman villain. If he is, it says nothing about him in this little excerpt. Sabretooth is dead.
Really?
According to this article from Topless Robot.
Huh.
Which is really surprising. Skyman, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in at number 8. Yeah, 52 comics apparently.
Dr. Light is a supervillain that appeared in the Justice League of America number 12.
Okay. Next up at number 7, we have Goliath from Avengers and/or Thor.
Okay.
Coming in at number 6, Maxwell Lord from DC.
Maxwell Lord.
Yep. He controlled Superman's mind at one point.
Huh.
And then, nope, gotta go to the next page. Who are the top 5? Number 5, Amazing Man.
Amazing Man?
Yep, he's dead.
Amazing Man. Well, that's, not very amazing, actually.
Apparently he was Justice League?
I'm sorry, but that seems kind of lazy to me. Amazing Man?
Amazing Man.
That's very lazy on Amazing Man's part.
Number 4 is Alexandra DeWitt. It looks like a Green Lantern character. Because I see a picture of Green Lantern shocked and crying.
Okay.
Number 3 is Cypher.
Cypher.
Yeah, a.k.a. Doug Ramsey. A.k.a. really good at math man.
Really good at math man? Did you just make that up?
No, that's what the article says.
Really?
Yeah.
Really good at math man. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
I want to learn more about him just to find out why he's really good at math.
He's probably like a straight A calculus student.
Number 2 is Dove, a.k.a. Dawn Hall. Another DC character.
Okay.
And then number 1, Gwen Stacy.
Oh. Well, now.
Yeah. The death of Gwen Stacy is why the 35 years of superhero comics that followed were so terribly eager to toss protagonist girlfriends off the metaphorical bridge. Well, now.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I knew that Gwen had died. I didn't know that is that a top 5 list? Or is that just a list?
It was a top 10 list of people who have stayed dead in superhero comics.
Okay.
According to Topless Robot.
So it really wasn't a top 10 list. It was just a list of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they might be the only 10. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And the only reason I mention their website is that way you can't get mad at me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Amazing Man.
Okay, so
I gotta look this guy up.
I have to say this. I just went on to another article for 10 comic book characters that are mostly dead. forever.
Okay.
This one at number 1 puts the Waynes.
Oh, that's horrible.
I thought that was kind of funny. Horrible, and Uncle Ben.
Okay.
But
Amazing
see,
Man.
the issue
I just looked up
the issue with
Amazing
them is they've technically keep
Oh my
getting
gosh.
reincarnated.
Oh my goodness, you got really loud.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Bucky Barnes apparently is dead. Barry
Oh,
Allen.
that was loud.
But yeah, so those are a list of comic book characters who have stayed mostly dead,
Okay. Let's
or in
see.
the Wayne's case, forever dead
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah. Except for in flashbacks. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Amazing Man is the name used by 4 fictional characters published by DC Comics. The first 3 are African American superheroes and are members of the same family. The first Amazing Man debuted in the All-Star Squadron number 23 in July 1983. It was created by Roy Thomas and Jerry Ordway. I don't know how to pronounce your name, dude. The second Amazing Man debuted in Justice League America number 86 in March 1994. It was created by Dan Vado, I don't know, and Mark
Vito?
Vado.
Okay.
So, and Mark Campos, I don't know,
Anyway.
with weird names, I swear. The third Amazing Man debuted in Justice Society of America, Volume 3, number 12, in March 2008. It was created by... I'm just going to skip your names, dude. Sorry. And the fourth Amazing Man debuted in OMAC, Volume 3, number 2, in December 2011. So...
So Amazing Man has never returned.
Will Everett was a promising young African-American Olympian who had competed in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin. Wow.
That sounds
Okay.
kind of cool.
Yeah. So is he, like, undying or something? Is he immortal?
I'm gonna assume no, only because he's dead according to the comic book list.
Okay, yeah, I see. There's, like, 3... It's Will Everett, and I guess, like, Will Everett the second and the third and fourth or something like that.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
No, okay, I see. Oh, William Blake, or Will Everett III, Marcus Clay, and Rocker Bond.
Okay.
Those are the 4
Amazing Man.
Amazing Mans. So,
Did you find?
okay, and his ability to duplicate the properties of matter and energy by touch.
That sounds pretty sweet.
That is pretty interesting. So
I want Amazing Man to be a movie. I want to
So-
see that.
So, in other words, he's able to. He's kind of like Rogue, but with objects.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that sounds
Okay.
cool.
That is pretty cool. Huh. Okay.
Did you find anything about Amazing Math Guy or whatever his name was?
Amazing, amazing at Math Man.
So while you look that up, in case you own comics and you're not sure where they belong in the comics timeline, Golden Age comics, which are usually the most expensive and most valuable, are from 1938 to 1950. Up next, we have Silver Age comics, which come in the years of 1956 to 1970, 6-year gap in between there. Up next, Bronze Age comics, which is 1970 to 1985, which is what most of my Spider-Mans fall under. And then the Modern Age, which is anything from 1985 to present day. So,
Okay.
those are the age of comic books.
What was the name of the really good at Math Man? What was his name? Do you remember?
I can find out.
Okay. Watch this be some sort of stupid joke that was only referred to once in a comic book.
I
You
know.
know? It was like
Yeah.
it's probably and it stuck. You know, it's probably like something like that.
Or this article just made it up.
Yeah, probably.
Where was he? Oh, he made it on the top 5 page, apparently.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let's see here. Cypher.
Cypher. Spell that
Cypher.
for me.
Cypher.
Okay.
Apparently he
let's
faced
see.
off against someone called Antimator.
Okay, I guess he's X-Men.
Is he?
Yeah, he's X-Men.
Huh.
Douglas Ramsey.
Correct.
Fictional comic book character, superhero who appears in books published by Marvel Comics, usually blah blah. Usually X-Men, and particularly those featuring the New Mutants, of which Cypher has been a member. He is able to easily understand any language, whether verbal or written.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool, but kind of lame at the same time.
That's useful, though.
It is useful, but it's like that's makes you sound more like a savant than a mutant, you know? Let's see. The character is not related to the female cyborg of the same name who first appeared in Sabretooth and Mystique #1 and is a member of the AIM. Or AIM.
Right.
Let's see.
Isn't AIM that company in Iron Man 3 that made Extremis?
Advanced Idea Mechanics. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a fictional terrorist organization.
Okay.
It first appeared in Strange Tales number 146 in July 1966. So, there's that.
So, you guys we all learned something new today.
Yeah, interesting. I want to find out why he's really good at math.
You're going to have to read the comics to find out. Or just Google it.
He is not dead.
No?
He is resurrected via the transmode virus by Celine and Eli Bard. Let's see.
What year did that take place? Is there a year listed there or no?
There is not a year listed here.
Okay, because this article was written in 2008.
Yeah, let's see here. In 2010, or the 2010 Second Coming storyline, Doug analyzes the fight between the New Mutants and Cameron Hodge. So yeah, this is
okay. So after this article was written,
yeah, that was after the article was written.
Okay,
he was resurrected. So that's not an up-to-date article.
No,
do not listen to anything that we have said so far or up to this point.
Well, no.
Yeah. Okay, and he was in Marvel Zombies.
I heard that was really good. I never got into that though.
I read the part of the first book, and from what I saw, it's really interesting. It's like the zombie virus has wiped out everybody and turned them all into zombies, and so it's just like sometimes the zombies are, have control over themselves, and then sometimes they turn into just mindless brains.
That'd be interesting, especially with people like Cyclops.
Yeah. See, it is really cool.
He just mows down his own people.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, it's like, they're acting normally, but as zombies, and then all of a sudden...
But see, here's my question, because I haven't read it. How does things like Wolverine and Deadpool's healing factor into that? Couldn't they just cure themselves of zombieism?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'm sure the comics answer it. Just like I said, I've never read them before.
Let's see here. Deadpool is a zombie. So,
right.
See here. So I'm trying to figure out how that's a thing, though.
Well,
let's see. He's lured by zombie Deadpool into a lab to be tested on for a cure for the zombie virus. So,
well, maybe that's a question better off for next week's episode.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because we're pretty much on time right here,
which is amazing.
So, Sean, where can people find you at if they wish to get in contact with you?
Oh,
No, I don't know. Please tell me.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at SeanNinja951 or on YouTube at Coffee Powered Media. And where can people find you?
If people would like to get in contact with me, they can contact me at Facebook.com/UnitedPropBuilders, YouTube.com/UnitedPropBuilders, Twitter at PropBuilds, or email me at UnitedPropBuilders@gmail.com.
I think what we're going to have to end up doing is giving all of our listeners like a physical book with all of their contact information there.
If you want to go ahead and jump on that, it'd be great. So,
you hear that? Any printing companies that want to sponsor us and print out books with all of Adam's contact info, feel free to contact us here.
So until next time, we're your hosts signing out. Bye.